This room is called a meditation hall or shrine room. In the front of the room you can see the shrine, which is adorned with a variety of different ritual objects that describe different aspects of the spiritual world according to Tibetan Buddhism. Typically, as a meditation hall, this is a site of sitting meditation. Sitting meditation is completely central, and is something that we always do, even if just for a few minutes when we first get together for any kind of business or social activity. This is one of the most important things that we actually do, actually offer meditation training to the city of Philadelphia. It is what is known as mindfulness awareness meditation, which is to say that it's typically done seated, although meditation can be done in a variety of different postures. The room is also decorated with a variety of tapestries with paintings, sacred paintings on them called tankas, very much in the Tibetan style. These tankas depict a variety of different figures, both historical and imaginary, in that they represent aspects of our own inner lives. Cushions on the floor, some of them are traditional, some of them are quite contemporary and invented by Chogyam Trungpa, who was the founder of this movement. The rectangular seats there are called gomden, which is Tibetan for basically a sitting place or a sitting device. Under them are zabuton in the Japanese style, and the little round cushion is a zafu. Primarily, our mythology is a Tibetan lineage. It was very much adapted for Western use at the beginning and at the end. We do a lot of bell ringing in Buddhism, almost any school of Buddhism, because of course this kind of chime is a traditional chime in Asia, in a variety of different cultures. Okay, so traditionally one rings 3 times to start the meditation, and again 3 times at the end to end the meditation. There's another time when a bell will be rung during a chant, because we end this evening's meditation with chants.
Well, I think that Buddhism is a very old tradition that contains enormous wisdom, which it shares with many other traditions, non-Buddhist traditions. The basic ideas of gentleness and compassion are certainly things that we could all benefit from today, and yet it's a 2,500-year-old. Less of a religion, actually, in many ways, than a philosophy or a study of human psychology. Buddhism is really, in many ways, represents an understanding, great wisdom and understanding of human psychology. What is reality? How do we process things in our minds, and what impact does that have? So it's very relevant for today, actually. It's a more secular tradition. The Buddhism that's coming to the West is more influenced by psychology, and it's less influenced by the sort of very traditional, very colorful and wonderful, but not really indigenous aspects of traditional Buddhism in the East. People who want to study this tradition and understand it more, it's kind of like you have 2 wings of a bird. You have the practice wing, where you just sit and experience mindfulness and awareness, and then you study. Look at all these books. We have a lot of books, so there's a lot of wisdom in those books. It's hard to even talk about East and West anymore. We're such a global culture that, what we have here or whatever is coming to this country by way of a Buddhist tradition is also impacting Asia, actually, interestingly enough, and as well as Europe. And so it's kind of an interesting time when we're such a global culture. Buddhism coming to the West is, again, that it's not our native tradition. So, and yet like every time that Buddhism would go to a different country, it would take on some of the character of that country. So when it went from India to Southeast Asia, it took on a quality of Southeast Asia. When it went to China, it became Chinese and Tibetan. So coming to this country is a big jump, and it will take on some of the qualities of, a lot of qualities of this country.